Welcome back to the channel, guys. Boy, seeing the killer. Don't forget the ghost. We got Brave Wilderness stunned by a seat of the killer. I don't know how you say it. He gonna say it for you. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment if you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on post notification game. Don't forget to leave your suggestions in the comment below. Let's help this video.
I know you're shaking your heads right now saying, Coyote, wait a minute. Are you coming out of Sting retirement? I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to be stung by the cicada killer. Oh my goodness, that's
Just said that. Just said it. I forgot how you said it. Kakakala. I'm not even supposed to be drinking this, honestly. But I got my water to flush it though. My phone.
During the winter of 2020, the national media erupted with a deafening buzz that venomously stung an unwarranted fear into homes across America. That buzz came from none other than the giant hornet. Hailing as one of the most painfully toxic stings in the world, these nightmarish insects have a nasty reputation, and they were defined as murder hornets by the press. For anyone that is late to the party, yes, I have already been stung. And yes, it hurts. A lot. Absolute tearing pain. As for the invasion, no. We aren't going to be overrun, stung, and killed by giant hornets. But some may argue that the invasion has already happened. That's where I come in. It's time to set the record straight. And more importantly, it's time to take a misidentified scapegoat off of the suspect list. Okay, let's get down to business. You showed up to see a full-grown man experience some pain. But first, you gotta learn a little something about this incredible insect. As my mom always used to say, you can't have your dessert until you finish your vegetables. Well, if that's not a terrifying little insect,
I wouldn't call that dessert.
Know what is. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the cicada killer, one of the largest wasp species in the United States. This is only second to the tarantula hawk. Now, this wasp is not technically a spider wasp like the tarantula hawk. This is, in fact, a sand wasp. Now, similar to the tarantula hawk, they have a very unique biological cycle. This one that you're looking at right here is a female. It is the females that get larger than the males, and the
you see the back of it?
Armed with
it's
a
like
stinger. And what the females will do is search around in the treetops for cicadas. They will hone in on their target, move in, and use that elongated abdomen to swoop up underneath their prey and then sting it. They paralyze the cicada, similar in the way that a tarantula hawk paralyzes a spider. Eventually, the male cicada killers fertilize the egg that she lays on top of the paralyzed cicada. The female will physically carry that cicada in its large mandibles and its grappling hook-like legs back to its underground burrow. These burrows can be up to 20 inches in length, and they have multiple tunnels. At the end of each one of these tunnels, the female will place the paralyzed cicada. Once that egg hatches, it turns into a pupa and begins to feast upon that paralyzed insect until it grows large enough to build a cocoon, and then once it hatches out of that cocoon the next season, another cicada killer comes up from under the ground. If that's not a true horror story, I don't know what is. Now, this is a very large wasp, and the easiest way to identify it are those large amber-colored wings. When this creature is at rest, like it is right now, the wings have a very triangular shape to them, very different looking from a hornet or a spider wasp. You'll see there, when she pulls her wings back, it looks a little more concave, similar to a giant hornet, which makes it really easy to misidentify this species as that foreign invader. Now, when you look at the front of the insect, it has enormous eyes. These wasps have incredible eyesight. They're primarily diurnal, and you'll see them very active on overcast, cloudy days. Again, they're using their senses to find the cicadas up in the tree, target in on their prey, and then they will make a move. Now, that thorax is rather sizable, very robust, but it's the abdomen that is the most unique. That black and yellow coloration tells you that this creature is venomous. Aposematic means leave me alone, I am not something you want to be stung by. Now when it comes to the demeanor of this wasp, to be honest, they're rather docile and very seldomly will they ever interact with humans. In fact, the only time you stand a chance of being stung by this insect is if you were to step on top of its burrow and it were to come up from underneath you and try to escape. It would maybe sting your bare foot if you were blocking its escape way. Other than that, this is not a bug that is ever going to go out of its way to try to interact with humans. Now during the summertime, you will oftentimes see clusters of the males battling it out up in the air. But other than that, these are considered solitary sand wasps. And no matter how you break it down, guys, to be honest, this is one very intimidating insect, which makes it very clear as to why people are afraid of this wasp. Wow, seeing it buzz around inside that capsule brings a number of flashbacks. The warrior wasp, the tarantula hawk, the executioner wasp, and certainly...
I see how big the back of it is, bro.
But there is a very good reason as to why I'm going to be stung by this wasp today. No, I'm not technically coming back out of sting retirement. This is going to be a one and only, because right now, this insect has a very negative reputation. By people misidentifying it for the giant hornet, they're panicking and they're aiming to kill this species. But it is not something that we need to be afraid of. So, by getting this up close for the cameras and by taking a sting, I can show you guys that that sting is not really that potent. Remember, it only ranks as a 2 on the insect sting pain index. Now that stinger is of course a modified ovipositor, which is used for depositing eggs. And while it is laced with venom, the venom of this species is not necessarily that potent. However, I do not know how my body is going to react to the sting. So we certainly have an epinephrine pen on set just in case my body has an allergic reaction. But if you guys are ready, I think it is time to transfer the cicada killer from the capsule into the net. Let's get in the forceps and get me stung. This is the most delicate part, so I've got to really stay focused and make sure to get a clean, secure hold. Just...
He let it go.
Just like that, we almost lost it. Man, that is a very, very, very powerful wasp. Whoa, buddy. Okay, let's try this again.
That bit by a jet.
This thing is capable of carrying a cicada that can weigh more than it does. It is a very, very powerful wasp. I also have to be very delicate and very gentle. I don't want to damage the insect's wings in any way whatsoever. She's got all these little hairs on her, which makes her very slippery. That's where I'm struggling. I need to get it right like that.
She trying to sting his ass too. Look. Shut up, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna go with it now. You got some position?
Look at her.
Okay, hands.
She's about to sting herself.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to be stung by the cicada killer. Oh my goodness, that stinger is long. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I lost it.
I lost one. I must be rusty. Oh.
Bitch, that's what you worried about?
Got me more than once, too. Woo!
Woo!
You able to see that? You able to see the thing? Coming tight right there. Woo! Long stinger.
That bitch said, woo!
Wow. Okay. Really not that bad. Really not that bad at all. It got me there and there. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Second rush of pain.
to say.
Nowhere near a velvet ant or tarantula hawk. Nothing close to bullet ant or some of those larger wasps.
Yeah.
Wow, for such a long stinger. Very intimidating. Really not
That bad.
that painful. It got good sting, so yeah, skin is definitely tightening up. Common paper wasp. At the most. Not even on par with the honeybee.
That bit popping somewhere listening like, hey nigga, don't let me come back, bro.
My first miss on the capsule. Well, it's certainly back into the wild at this point. Without question, the strongest insect I have ever worked with in one of these sting scenarios. Now here's my theory. For a spider wasp like the tarantula hawk to go up against something like a tarantula, that's an aggressive predator unto its own with big fangs, so your sting and your venom has to be insanely potent. I don't feel any sense of paralysis in my arm. When it comes to a wasp like the cicada killer, when you're going against a cicada with no stinging or biting parts, I can see why your sting doesn't need to be so potent. Now, a couple minutes have gone by, and if you come over here and you zoom in on my arm, Mario, you can see something funky's happening on my forearm. Look at that welt. I thought I only got stung twice, but I'm seeing swelling here and radiating out now into my forearm. Now I do feel burning after the fact, but nothing more than a common wasp sting. There is an initial jolt, sort of like an electrical shock, and I was anticipating the paralysis of the tarantula hawk, but that pain went, and then it just kind of died off. Wow.
God.
Now what that leads me to conclude is that while this may be a very intimidating wasp that is going to be confused for the giant hornet, it is definitely not something we need to be afraid of. I would say that the sting...
Woo. You saw them welts? Or did you saw the stings, bro? Those are stings. There was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was at least about 8 stings on that one little area, bro. No cap. But I really hope that he keep coming back with more stings. I know that sounds evil because it's him getting stung. But when he gets stung, it's just like, it's entertaining because it's like, it's a scale of 1 to 10. And I think he said the most painful one was like that bullet ant or that tarantula hawk. Not tarantula hawk. Yeah, the bullet ant. That bit hurt. I got stung by one of them motherfuckers. Them bit hurt, bro. Goddamn. But anyway, that was the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, post notifications, game. Keep continuing to hit that like button because you know you have it on my channel a lot. Other than that, don't forget to leave your suggestions in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one.